first of all, I just want to start by thanking everybody for their cooperation and their patience and their hard work over the course of the past day and a half as we deal with this storm. And this storm is still going on. Let's not forget that. Mayor Walsh talked about that in his remarks a little while ago. And just to give people some idea about what I meant when I talked about 2 storms earlier today, Berkshire County, 6 inches, Franklin County, 7 inches, Hampden County, 13, Hampshire County, 8. Barnstable County, 24. These, by the way, are totals as of 4 o'clock, so these numbers are still going up in many parts of eastern and central Massachusetts. Bristol County, 26 inches, Dukes County, 27, Essex County, 25, Middlesex County, 32, Norfolk County, 26, Plymouth, 24, Suffolk County, 22, Worcester County, congratulations, Lieutenant Governor, 33. This is a very significant storm, and in many parts of Massachusetts, I think you could call it, in fact, an historic event. And I'm pleased to say that with a ton of work by literally thousands of people over the course of the past day and a half, we have a pretty good handle on what's going on out there. Now, with that said, the storm will continue many places until 8 or 9 o'clock tonight and in others until around midnight, and we'll continue to see residual snowfall. But with all that in mind, I signed an executive order that would lift the travel ban as of midnight. But with that said, it's very important that people keep in mind that there's a tremendous amount of cleanup that remains to be done, and unless you have a reason to be out tonight or tomorrow after midnight, we would encourage you not to be. And with this in mind, tomorrow we will limit state work to only those so-called emergency employees, which represents about 22,000 executive branch employees, so we can provide some breathing room to Boston and some of the other communities that are going to continue to be digging their way out of this. Both the Lieutenant Governor and I went for a ride today. It was very clear to me anyway during that ride that while the main streets in many communities, while not down to the pavement, are certainly plowed, many of the side streets still have a ton of work to be done. Many have not been plowed at all, even in what I would call fairly high service communities. And there are a ton of driveways out there that still need to be plowed and a lot of sidewalks that haven't been touched. So there's a tremendous amount of snow that still needs to be moved and moved around.